Hey, howdy, how's it going? It's Guy with a Hat, and I'm back with another one of my bi-weekly devlogs. I'm a bit late with this, but better late than never. So just as like an introductory thing for any new eyes on the project, like I said, my internet alias is Guy with a Hat, and I'm working on a game. It's under the alias Project Loner. The name is still work in progress. I'll figure that out at some point. I'm more focused on like the game design stuff, but what how I would describe this game is I would say it's a hybrid between Metro and Resident Evil in its level design, setting, and survival horror mechanics. But I'm also throwing in the setting and vibe of the Stalker game series, or more so, the book that the Stalker series is based on, Roadside Picnic. I just use Stalker because it's more recognizable than Roadside Picnic. And the way that this game will work, like I said, it's very inspired by Metro and Resident Evil. And what I mean by that is in its level design. So it's going to have the very claustrophobic survival horror resource management gameplay loop as something like Resident Evil, and also throwing in like the really intense shootout sections from the Metro game series. Sort of like a love child between both of those in their gameplay loops. And as for the setting and aesthetic, the setting it's going to take place in, I'd say like Midwestern Russia, kind of near Mount Yamantau, because that's like the general setting of where the game is going to take place. It's going to take place in the winter. And as for the Stalker callback or Roadside Picnic callback, the game's going to feature. The game's going to be like the game world is going to be inspired by the zone from Roadside Picnic, the book. I'm like I said before, I mostly just use Stalker as my point of comparison because more people are familiar with that. But it's mostly based on the book. Because I think the book world, not enough people. I feel like whenever people make fan games for Stalker, they make it just similar enough to Stalker. I think the world of Roadside Picnic hasn't really been explored by means of like games or movies. So I would really like to kind of apply Roadside Picnic to the gameplay loop of something like Resident Evil or Metro. And over the past several months, I've been working on designing the game, and over the past few weeks, I've been working on the design documentation for it. And I have a roadmap for this project. Let me pull it up really quick. And where am I at the roadmap right now? So I'm about 3 months into the design process, right at the tail end of the design process. What I just finished doing today is adding all of my ideas to this design documentation. The document on the left is what me and my team are going to be referring to for the length of the project. And I've just about added everything that I've needed to on this. We're pretty much exactly right on time. And that's denoted by this right here. I gave myself a month to sort of get all of my rough outline ideas onto a very organized, centralized document. So I'm right on time with that, and over the next week, I'm going to be organizing these ideas in a more readable manner for me and my team. Because right now, I feel like this is only readable for me, but I'd also like to make it readable for the rest of my team. Um, I started working on that, but for tonight's dev stream, I'll also be working on that. I should also point out, and so, or sorry, just closing that thought up. Um, I would say that I'm about 3 months into the project, but over the last month, I've been working on the design documentation, and that's about 100% correct, completed. And this is all public, by the way. I should throw links to it. I think I already have links to it down in like the description and everything. But the way that this project is planned out right now, it should take about another year to complete. And I have it all mapped out through this roadmap. I'll make it publicly accessible so people can follow along with development. Overall, though, I would say that we're exactly right on schedule for all of the work that I've set out for myself. And so thus far, really all I've completed is just the design work because this will make doing stuff like in engine, doing stuff for the artwork, make it flow a lot easier because I already have all of my ideas written down, and I don't need to come up with anything like as I'm coding or as I'm like doing animation work or anything like that. And as for as for the team that I'm working with, I am doing all of the design documentation stuff. I'm doing all of the in-engine development, all of the artwork, and I have a friend Ethan who's doing the writing for the game, and a person who approached me over Instagram. His name's Andrew. He'll be doing the music for it, and also potentially one of my other friends, whose name is David. He'll also be helping out with the audio stuff. And I think that's all out of the way now. So that's kind of where we are in the project. About 3 months in, I'm going to start the in-engine development process within the next week, as I have written down right here. After I organize everything in the document, I'm going to immediately begin working on in-engine stuff for Loner, and we're going to be working in the Unity game engine. Um, and for artwork production, I'm going to be using Toon Boom Harmony, and um, I think that's all I'm using for my part. And everything will just be involved using Unity and in the Unity environment. And that's where we're at with the project right now. And as of development for the future, as I said, where I'm about a week away from in-engine development. I'm like 95% sure that I could complete that and get the design documentation work done within the next week. Like 95 to 100% certain that I'm capable of doing that. And yeah, that's like all development stuff right now. That's everything that's been on my mind, everything that I've been on working on for the past couple of months. Um, and now for a little, that's just like all archival stuff. I'm going to be going into a bit of, I guess, personal stuff for like what this channel is and what I'm up to for making this game. So, like I've mentioned before, I'm Guy with a Hat. I have a absolute unmatched passion for game development, and I'd really like to do this as a career one day. And I was working on a game project before this that I've been working on for like the past 3 years, but it wasn't really going anywhere. So I came up with Loner as sort of a means to actually make and release a project within a reasonable amount of time. And I think I mentioned it before. I have an estimated release date. I think it's like December 30th. So December 29th. Exactly 1 year from today, I'm hoping to have the game completely finished and shipped to the Steam marketplace and potentially Xbox and PlayStation. And so that's everything that I'm up to right now. And I have been working on this game probably every day for like the past 4 months, like I said. Um, I'm very confident in my ability to actually have this shipped by the 30th, but I am still in school. I'm going for my computer science degree in my senior year. I'll have been graduated after this semester, and actually a real adult at that point. And so I would like to turn this into my career. If it doesn't end up happening, this is still a really good resume piece, and I'm glad to have gone through with it, or have gone through with it in the future. Um, and I think that's all I have to share about myself. I'm not a very interesting person. I just like working on video games, and this is my current project right now. And I stream development work. Since it's winter break for me right now, I've been streaming it every day over winter break, and that's from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Every single day. Usually, depending on if anybody decides to stop by or not, I might end the stream an hour early. Um, it probably doesn't help get eyes on the project, but that's okay. It's more for archival's sake, not really gaining a following. And as for everything on social media, aside from the YouTube, I also run a Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok page for all of the, and I post, at least for the Twitter, that's where I post my main updates to. A little like 1 to 2 sentence where I am for the day and what I have planned. For the Instagram, it's artwork related to the game or just general drawings that I've made just in my spare time, just to get creatively process stuff. I'll post some artwork to the Instagram. And then also on the Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, I post clips from the stream. like from the dev streams, just a funny moment that I decided to pick out. I'll throw it up onto there. And I also have a Discord server, which I don't really post stuff to that often, but that is also where I post a lot of updates similarly to my Twitter account. I like to use the Discord to like archive my updates in, just because I'm not very good at conveying ideas for short form content, which I guess is fine enough. Um, and I think other than that, I think that's everything that I wanted to share right now. I'm sure there's stuff that I'm forgetting, but this isn't really supposed to be like a big, oh, let me like hyper edit what I'm working on together. It's more just for like archival if anybody feels like they want to stop by and see how development progress is going. Um that's essentially all that these devlogs are for. Very unorganized, very professional, unprofessional. Don't have a script for it. I do have bullet points, but it's not like an official script for it. Um, I think that's everything that I wanted to share, and I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but I'm going to make it so that these updates, instead of being bi-weekly, they're just weekly. I think I made them bi-weekly for future proofing for when school starts. I don't overwhelm myself with this. But I feel confident enough in my ability to kind of articulate my ideas, put them into video form, understand what I have accomplished, and sort of convey what I'm going to accomplish in the future. And that's it for everything. For dev progress right now. This is kind of like the boring phase of development, just writing down ideas. I think on every single dev stream that I've done for Project Loner, it's just been the Microsoft Word pages, just staring at white walls with black text. Um, and I could see how that's very boring to probably most people. So the interesting stuff is going to be starting next week, because that'll be actually in-engine development stuff. And depending on how much I get done for in-engine stuff, that could end up taking several months longer than what I have written down for how long it takes. I think I'm overestimating my abilities a little bit, and I feel as though I should be transparent with whether or not the schedule can change. But I'm hoping for what I have written down for and I'll have links to all of this stuff. This is all public information except the design documentation stuff. I'd like to keep that relatively under wraps, just because that's development reference stuff. I also have a bunch of artwork that I haven't shared yet. Just I sort of don't want to give everybody everything at once. I'd like to sort of like tease things a little bit. Keep some stuff secret, but also be transparent in what we're working on. That's essentially the kind of vibe that I'm going for. And that's all I have for me. I'll post links to all of this stuff. I'll put it in the description below. I think it's also on my YouTube description, and I think most of my social media pages, I have links to all of my other different social media pages. And everything is kind of like connected and centralized, and no matter where you kind of join from, you'll always have access to something that I'm working on. That's how I try to set up my social media pages, like. And that's it from me for right now. I'll be back within another week. I think Friday is a good day to post. I'll try to post these weekly updates Friday or Saturday. Other than that, that's it. I'll be streaming tonight. I'm supposed to be streaming in 15 minutes. Might be a little bit sooner or later than that. And on today's agenda, I'll be finishing up the design documentation stuff and just organizing it so it's more readable. And other than that, that's essentially just it. I don't know how to end these. I'm not really very good at doing stuff on social media yet, but I'm sure I'll learn in due time. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for stopping by, taking time out of your day to watch this. I do appreciate it. I would really like to turn this into a career, but even if it doesn't end up, I still love doing this out of passion. So it's a win-win in either scenario, but I'd like to see where I can go with this. And I think I'll just end it off there because I don't have anything else to say. I'll just keep on rambling.